Okay.
So, hello and welcome. I am Gloria. This is that Untitled project, and you are welcome to explore my little corner of the internet. Here's a quick rundown of what this whole space entails. So, before I get into everything, let me just talk a little bit about my background. I am a dancer, choreographer, teaching artist. I've been dancing for about 2 decades. I have been choreographing and teaching for about a decade and a half, and I have been a teaching artist for over a decade. I'm in my 30s now, and I have a lot of interesting and different experience in the dance world, doing everything from teaching itty-bitty ballet classes to being a commercial dancer traveling around the country as a dancing live Angry Bird. I've done a lot of different things in this world. I'm a product of the Chicago dance community. It is powerful, close to my heart, and so lively. It's a community that I absolutely cherish for helping me bring out my creative voice into the world. And I'm just an artist that really enjoys moving. I like to tell people, as an artist, I tell stories, and my medium is the human body. That's it. So in more recent times, fast forwarding to now, like many performing artists, the pandemic has completely upheaved my artistic practice, my financial state, my career. Everything has just gotten turned upside down. And in the United States, at the time that I'm recording this video, we are 2 years into this Ponderosa, and who knows how much more time we have ahead of us for it. So I'm in the midst of this tumultuous time that's especially tumultuous for a lot of y'all too. And if you are a performing artist, it's messing with your money and with your art. Pre-Ponderosa, I had a little over a year of trying to find my fit in a new city. Like I said before, I come from the Chicago dance community, the Chicago performing arts community. It's a very lively space. I found it really nurturing for me. I've moved to a new city and have been trying to make my way here, and it's been jarring. It's been jarring, and if I'm truthful, it's been a traumatic experience for me. And I'm trying to shift through, working through all of this and working through all of these changes for the past few years. And that shift and that working has led me here. Why am I here? What is this channel? Why is this channel around? Like I said before, I've been going through a big shift, and now I find myself reinvigorated. I'm interested again in cultivating a dance and performing arts community, and I'm exploring these digital spaces. A lot of people, in the beginning of the panorama, we're learning new languages, we're baking bread, we're creating whole new income streams. I didn't jump on that bandwagon in that first 6 months, first year and a half, 2 years. I am just now getting the bandwidth where I feel reinvigorated enough to start looking for the opportunities in this space. I know I'm not the only artist who's experienced their skills deteriorating. I'm not the only dancer who hasn't had that movement outlet in the past few years. I'm absolutely not the only grown-ass adult who isn't more than a little frustrated at the way that we will encourage children and young adults to pursue their creativity and their free expression, and will admonish and question adults who do the same thing. Like, it's so important to me to create for the sake of creating. I am a person who has made this my business. I've been making a living off of this for over 10 years, yes. And at the same time, I find it really useful. I see the inherent good in giving people more outlets to express themselves, letting folks be more creative. All it can do is be a net positive on your life, in my opinion. And that's why I've created this space. That's why I'm taking up a little bit of space here. And that's why I have this channel. So finally, what am I gonna do in this space? What is it for? Well, it's for a few things. First, I want to share my art. I have a lot of choreography, a lot of things that I've created over the years that I'd love to share in this space. I have a lot of ideas bouncing around that I think can get worked out in a really interesting way in digital space. I just want to share all those things, just like any other artist out here. I also want to document and share my creative practices. I know that not everyone who's watching these videos or interacting with me is going to be a dancer or choreographer. You might be another kind of artist. You might not think of yourself as an artist at all. You might not be a professional artist, and you might be looking for a way to stoke your creative fires. So I'm going to share my creative practice with you and invite you to join in however you'd like to. I'm also going to take my artistic lens and aim it towards whatever I see in the world. I'm going to talk to you about my experiences. Maybe you'd like to learn about what it's like to be a dancing Angry Bird. Maybe you want to just get a peek into my artist life and have me share some of the things that I see out here in the world. I'm going to be doing that. And then, of course, one of the main reasons I decided to start this channel was so that I can document my skills and technique development. Like I said, the past couple of years have been very tumultuous for me. I haven't been in the studio every day. I've barely been in a studio. And when I have been in a studio, it's usually been 100% by myself. So my dance practice, my artistic practice has looked very different in the past 3.5 years than it had in the decades before that. With that, I've lost some of the skills and technique that I had before. And if you're like me, there are skills that you gain as a working dancer that might be helpful or beneficial when you're in an audition or in a classroom and you're trying to get a job, and they are not helpful in the real world when you are trying to live with yourself. I am extremely, extremely self-critical. I dislike the idea that I'm not perfect in spaces where I used to be perfect, whatever that is, you know? So what I tend to do is only keep doing the things that make me feel really, really good. Only keep doing the things where I think I'm objectively wonderful at and at this professional level that I should be at. And different skills have just fallen by the wayside. So I'll be very candidly documenting my experience as I get those skills back and get back into my training. Maybe it's something similar to what you're doing. I know, like I said earlier, I'm not the only one who has had a hard time, and dancing is a physical activity. So I have to get back into that physical practice, and I'm going to be documenting some of that with y'all. On that note, hold up. On that note, it's very important to me to say what I am not going to do in this space. I don't want to focus my attention on thinspo and fitspo in that very like Instagrammy, internety way. I think you know what I'm talking about, where it's just not me. It's not me. I really have a huge aversion to the idea of flat belly workouts or beach bodies. You'll 99% chance you will never see a what I eat in a day video or anything like that. I don't want to put the lens of diet culture, fitspo, thinspo in this space. It's just not me. it's something that is detrimental to my existence, so I'm not going to be putting it out there. It's my goal and my interest to just take joy and delight in this art. The art that I do is very physical, and naturally, you might see some changes in my body. I've been a dancer for decades. Before that, I was a gymnast, a high-level soccer player. I'm used to my body changing depending on the activity that I'm doing, depending on what I'm into in the moment and what training looks like. And those changes don't only take place in the way that a body looks, but I think it's one of the things that we tend to pay close attention to. Anywho, I just am not going to be the channel for you. If you are looking for flat belly workouts and slim, thick routines, keep it pushing. This is not the space. You will see stretch routines. You'll see my workouts because I do physical activity. It's a part of my creative practice. But my intention and my goals are not focused in that space, and I'm not going to be paying as much attention to that. So if that's what you're looking for, this might not be the place for you. But if you're interested in all that other stuff that I was saying before, I welcome you. I'm so glad that you're here. Please stick around. Take a look at some of the other videos that I have on here. I cannot wait to build this community up a little bit more. Thanks, y'all.